Welcome, guys. We've got best of, or sorry, not best of anything. A playoff 3. We've got Titans League Gold. And this should be a very nice series. Now, I was just saying, I don't really know what to expect from Ganji because Ganji hasn't been quite as active. Here we have the draft information. Just getting used to getting this up on screen, but we should have... Nope. I did it backwards. I'm sorry. That's my bad. We're getting used to this. There we go. This should be better. That's the draft. So we have Dogao and Ganji's draft for this series. But anyways, I think Ganji just hasn't been as active as he was in the past. And so I'm curious to see how sharp he is here today. Lack of activity can sometimes plague certain players. Ganji, I would expect to be really good with prep typically. So excited to see him. Dogao lost 3-0 in his first round up against Jordan. That was a really poor start for him. A bit of a rough dark age here, but he'll be just fine. And he'll be looking to recover those points. It's $20 per win in golds. And then your placement determines if you could potentially make playoffs. If you go top 3, first place sends you immediately to the 64K Platinum League the next season, which would be huge. And I think within reach for maybe both of these two. And then second and third place will send you to playoffs to get into a final spot there. So, and then you got lots of placement prizes on the line. Will be a bit more water in this series, which is nice. Really excited for Ganji's home map. But we've got Vikings versus Armenians here. I think both these civs are very, very strong. I think Armenians, they have more variety in what they can do. They can mix in, they can go with a fire opening. Maybe they play the land aspect. Maybe this transport you have is a big focus for Ganji and he'll play man-at-arms. Or if you want to just play water, you can as well. Armenians have very good galleys. The mule carts are really helpful on this map. Getting the relics with the fortified churches is nice. I feel like if Armenians are played to their potential, Armenians are maybe slightly better. But Viking economy is super smooth with free wheel and free handcart. And they're cheap. They're very cheap warships. Makes them one of the best Navy civs in the game. So it's a mix of land and water, but this is the map that has the most water. This is the highest amount of water in the entire map pool. And it's a map pool with 15 maps. So practice is going to be needed. Understanding on the maps is going to be needed. I think even the most prepared players probably can't have everything perfected for 15 maps. And Dogao finds a couple sheep here. And Haswell, thank you. Thanks for the resub. Appreciate the 1.5 years. Dock on the back for Ganji so far. Dogao's going to be looking for that. Dogao found the sheep, but he doesn't know exactly where the dock is just yet. He's going to scout the front with his scout and scout the back with his transport ship. And I think Ganji will probably have been doing the same. And he already found the dock on the back there with his transport. So that tells him a more passive opening for Dogao. They're both actually going for the more economic choice. But I think Dogao's the favorite here. If I still had to predict the group, I would say Jordan first. Jordan's had an amazing start. He 3-0'd Dogao, and then he 3-0'd Kingston. Jordan first in the group, and then maybe Dogao or Kingston second or third. Maybe Ganji fourth. But I haven't seen Ganji play any games yet. And Ganji's going to click up. I think Dogao will as well. Dogao's actually building the barracks. And he'll just add one more villager here, which isn't a big deal. I think sometimes that extra villager can help. You're not under a lot of pressure to produce right away. And if he's going for man-at-arms, and I think he is, then it could be a good situation to just have that extra villager on food or something. Ganji got the first hit here. Dogao's got the transport around. And Dogao is just passing. And yeah, transport is there, so I guess Ganji runs away. But Ganji isn't scouting the front of his opponent's base right now. And now Ganji has a villager on the front near the transport ship. What's the plan here for Ganji? He's going to go for a barracks. This almost feels like a sneak archer range. Because it's very uncommon to go for a forward dock after you have a back dock. Normally you would just double down on the back. This could be a forward dock next to the Vikings dock because you could flood fires onto the dock that can't make fires. That could be good. But yeah, Ganji's coming forward. This feels like a sneak archer range. He doesn't really know too much about what's going on over here. Dogao does. Dogao has seen a lot. And Dogao will see the barracks now too. And Dogao is going to send 2 villagers and the militia. So they are both going to go forward archer ranges, both using the transport. There's the archer range for Ganji. And Dogao is bringing the militia across here. But again, Ganji doesn't have any information on this. If Dogao can use his starting scout and just attack that, he can be right in here. He doesn't know there's a hole, though. Or, sorry, he doesn't know that there's no longer a hole. Here comes Dogao with this scout. I think this is going to be really tough for Ganji, guys. Again, I don't know what type of shape he's in. He's normally a very good quick waller. He needs immediate damage control. Good pressure from Dogao. I mean, these trees can be over-chopped as well. Lots of houses being placed by Ganji. If Arson comes in for Dogao, he could be through these houses very quickly as well. Behind this, Dogao is just walling up. I think Dogao should know. If he didn't see the archer range right away, and he knew the barracks was there, I think he should sense some type of sneak. He seems to be walling like there could be one. I even think he's just expecting there to be man-at-arms, because the Armenians do that a lot. So far, so good for Dogao. There might be some pressure on water, though. That's just a transport ship, but we'll still see. There will be a fire eventually coming forward. Tower behind the wood line now. This is something Ganji can't see. Mule carts can save Ganji, though. He could just move over to the other wood line, but he already overchopped. His villagers are not taking resources consistently. This is a ton of pressure. And he's really hoping that he can sneak in with these archers and do damage at some point. He could actually transport if that was needed in any way. There's the tower. Man-at-arms have definitely paid for themselves already. This is so much pressure on Ganji. This is exactly what you want as the favorite, right? Lots of control, setting the tone, setting the pace. The man-at-arms and scouts are not the only focus, though, for Dogao, because the archers are here. But he knows there's archers now. If he didn't know before, he knows now. Ganji's being a nerd. Ganji took down the house there. But he also loses a skirmisher. He also loses a spearman. And now Dogao loses the scout. There's a lot happening right now. Archers are also over here. But Dogao can't actually build a defensive tower. And now you got the fire ship. It's come all the way through. Fire pressure against the galley player is really strong. So now the fishing ships could be in trouble. What a crazy game, man. What a crazy game. And it's so easy. Chat, you know this, right? Frowns in chat if you've been there before. Yikes. That's not what you want for Dogao. He got distracted. His villager's going down over here to the scout. He's completely pushed off of gold. He could start to lose his fishing ships. And so I think Ganji has dealt with the threat of the man-at-arms. He's holding on for now. And maybe he's okay. I mean, maybe still. But I like this because he's got a defensive range. And he's got the offensive archery range. And he's still got the villager there. And Dogao's going to do the same. He's trying to make archers and skirms, but this is just complete chaos now. And it's so easy for mistakes to happen, right? You know he's looking somewhere else, and then 2 archers dead to the TC. Yikes. So, I love this. Both players have reminded us that they are human. The multitasking has been insanely difficult to manage. And that should mean we have a very even game then. Gold will be reclaimed for Dogao. I'd love to see him on stone. He is actually on stone here, so he can reclaim some stone for a tower. The water is an important aspect. The fishing ship stayed alive for the most part for Dogao, and he is starting to lean heavier into the water production now. If he starts to get a big mass of galleys headed towards Castle Age, things could be problematic for Ganji. Ganji is making 1 fire. 1 fire can probably be enough against these 2 galleys, but it depends. There's also another dock up here from Ganji making fires. And you just wonder if Ganji's going to be able to do any land pressure again. He is going to use this transport ship. And that's quite the army. If there's no tower here from Dogao, if he chooses to go for another forward tower, for example, which he might want to do, things could get kind of complicated on the golds. So much attacking, man. This is wild. Don't love the fact that this Ville's just been chilling here idle the whole day. I know it's a Saturday, but like, look at this. She's been moving. She's been idle 35% of the time. That's not acceptable. That's basically like being down a villager. I think it would have been worth it to build a mule cart and just have her do something over there. But she is still there. She'll be well rested anyways. Ganji actually brought his army this way. Remember, this is Northern Crossing, so you also have the crossings. You don't have to use the transport. But now Dogao is running around and running in towards the golds, and Ganji needs some protection there. His army's got to loop around. Villagers for Dogao just hop inside the tower, and now he's on the gold. Look at the amount of houses here from Ganji. Dogao is walling up as well, just to protect that gold. Might want to go for a full wall, which is tough to do, but maybe achievable. He's definitely thinking about Castle Age, and he does have his galleys, but they're going down. Because there's so many other things to work with. What you want in general against the Vikings is you want a heavy multitasking game on water maps. Because if it's just galleys, they'll beat you. But if it's other things too, they could sometimes struggle. Still think the potential is there for Dogao. I still think his position is stronger. Res Collected's looking healthy. He's got an army to disrupt here. Ganji needs to click up to Castle Age at some point here. And, I still wonder if Dogao has any clue. Okay, he knows about the archery range now, if he didn't before. I'm just wondering, will he be able to deal with that villager? Feel like that villager's going to be important. Dogao's actually bringing his army over this way. Ganji is chasing that army down. Maybe she'll need to run for it. And here Dogao is pushing back some of the fire pressure. Here comes more fire pressure from Ganji. But I think Dogao can probably wait for the upgrades and chill out a little bit here. And yeah, she's going to die. She goes down. So that means no forward siege workshop, no church rush or anything like that. There is a very big land army for Ganji coming, though. And Ganji could clear this. Ganji has to use the market to do it, but I think that's fine. His eco is okay otherwise. He has 7 fishing ships. He really just needs to be in Castle Age. And there hopefully will be a lot of time for Ganji, but I just don't think he knows about these 2 vills. I think if those vills were on the other area of the stone, he would actually go snipe them with something. But that's not in his mind right now. He's forgotten about them. This is a nice position for Dogao. If this tower stays up, it denies the stone and the gold the rest of the game. Ooh, nice fight from Ganji. He finds all the ranged units before they're upgraded. There will be more ranged units for Dogao, though. They're coming from home. And now Dogao's going to mix in some longboats. Longboats are why the Vikings are one of the best on water. They're such a strong ship. And there's one aspect of longboats on water maps that I think is the most broken. I'm going to let you guys guess what you think that is, chat. I feel like I've said this exact same thing like 3 or 4 times, but it's very specific. There's one aspect. It's not the speed. That could be good. It's not the pathing. That could be good. It's not those things. I agree those are still good. I'm not saying they're bad. Toasty Ale says they kill docks in 2 seconds. Exactly. They shred buildings. So even if you try guard tower defense, 20 longboats shred buildings. So that makes it tough because part of the issue on water sometimes is someone can always come back on water with a couple sneak docks. It is so hard to retake water against the Vikings. Other civs, you can maybe consider retaking the water later, but yeah, it's just not easy against the Vikings. So, with that in mind, Ganji needs good water control. He is planning on that. He's going to go for his own galleys and upgrade them to war galley. Dogao's got the slight lead, though. He's got the longboats out. There's a lot of them. Just watch how fast his dock goes down. Okay, this is 4 ships. He's already lost 200 HP. It's insane. We talk a lot about balance on this stream. I actually think that needs a nerf. Like, that is insane. This is Castle Age, and the dock is halfway down. The Vikings are so weak in other ways, though. I think nerfing them at all would be kind of sad when so many civilizations are strong in the game. Oh, man, the crossbows come in, just destroying Ganji here. He's going to lose his docks. He still hasn't recovered on water, and he actually taps out and calls the GG. Unfortunately for Ganji, He has no response to this. I know it seems bad, but like 5 crossbows, he can't kill it all. You can't drop a tower now. If you didn't drop a tower ahead of time, it's too late. And like this army needed to be at home, I guess. And then he's okay. And then maybe he has chances. But this army's not going to do anything. Not easily anyways. Dogao maybe knew it was coming. But well played from Dogao. Dogao gets the first win. And that's just really good overall play from him. I think Ganji couldn't manage the chaos quite as well. But also the Vikings. Free wheelbarrow allows you to manage that chaos. Allows you to shrug off any damage because it's just such a big economic upgrade over the opponent. So, well played. We got some Brazil fans in chat. I like it. Where are the Swedes at, though? There's got to be a couple Swedes out there. I'm not Brazilian or Swedish, far from it. I like both these players, though, so. Okay, so we got primes coming in. Appreciate it from everyone on the stream. And we've got Coast Arena. I love this map. I still don't know exactly how to play it. I don't think the players know exactly how to play it, but if there's one player that has a way, if one player that has tested it, it would be Ganji. Ganji lost the first game. He's the underdog against Dogao, probably in the upcoming map as well, because that's Dogao's home map. So the Ganji needs a win here at least. If he gets a win here, and then wins some games in the rest of the group stage, he could survive in gold, stay a gold player, or even go to platinum. So what you have is you have arena and a coast and water. So you've got the stone walls. You're really close together, wall to wall in the middle. There's relics there, just like arena. There's tons of stone. There's tons of gold. All that is just like arena. But it's limited space in the middle, so you could go for a land rush. The stones and golds are always on the front. So there's never an instance where someone has a very safe gold or stone behind these walls. Which means you can actually scout your opponent. If you're in Feudal Age, you can always see their gold and always see their stone. And then on the water, you have tons of fish. There are also oysters, which is important. So if you get pushed off your main gold, you have oysters to take gold. I think that's about 2,000 gold. Let me double check. Yeah, 1,800. And yeah, that's essentially it. So it's like you win water, there's benefit. But then usually if you win water, you could lose land. It's a very tricky balance. Dogao's gone Malay, which is an awesome pick for normal arena and an awesome pick for water maps. So I like that pick a lot. Especially because Fast Imperial tends to be a strategy on some of these maps. Going up to each age faster is such a huge bonus here for the Malay. But the Burgundians, early eco upgrades, their navy's okay. Actually, their navy's really solid. It's not the best navy ever, but at least for the early game. If you just want to play water and then go to land and imp, it's still really good. And so I expect a dock, I expect fishing ships, but how many fishing ships? Do we have 5 to 6 fishing ships off one dock? Do we have 2 to 3 dock commitment and lots of navy? Do we see galleys? Do we see fires? The one thing I feel, after seeing it a couple times, I don't think galley play in Feudal is very good. If any civ could do it, it'd probably be the Malay. But I really think just going fire ships is maybe the superior play. T90, who makes the maps or how did you find them? Who makes each map is a different conversation, right? Because this map, for example, was made by somebody I don't have memorized. It was from another tournament. If you go to the map pack, you might be able to see. It might say the creator of each individual map. Our scripter, who we work with, is T-West, who does a good job. And basically, myself and my team, we all propose different maps. And we pulled them from different areas. Some were my ideas, some were others' ideas, and we tried to make the best map pool possible. But yeah, the creator of this, I don't actually know. I'm sure if you were to really dig, you could come up with a name. But we really had to balance this one out. The original version was quite bad in terms of fairness. So we made sure it's as balanced as possible, and the balance is really nice. The map was originally the Mad Catter. Okay, the Mad Catter is kind of a legend as far as scripting is concerned. That's cool. So yeah, I'm not sure if you meant like who helps us balance the maps and work on the maps. That would be T-West, but some of these maps, the origin goes a little bit further back. Okay. So Ganji's getting his wood upgrade. He's adding his fish. Dogao can't get the wood upgrade till he's in feudal, of course. But still, lots on wood and adding fish. Just keeping an eye on the build. If it's going to be fast feudal and water, Dogao would probably start to think about clicking up relatively soon. Ganji's going for a second lumber camp. He's gotten a little bit housed here. He can't produce his fishing ship. So it's still not very sharp from Ganji, honestly. I'm not seeing a player who's been incredibly active. It just feels like the rust I thought he could have is here. Look at this build, though. Is he cooking or is he burning the food? Look at how much wood he's going to have here. He's got 8 on wood here. He's got 8 on wood here. So he's going omega fish then. Shouldn't he have a second dock? Still not seeing a second dock. He's still got idle TC time. What's going on? Ganji, produce some villagers, my friend. This is kind of crazy stuff. I don't know. 35 seconds of TC idle time is not part of the plan. Yeah, I stole Margugu's phrase. Margugu, how active have you been, by the way? Have you done any practice sessions for TTL? I've been keeping my eye on you, man. In a good way, you know? Keeping an eye on your profile. You and Ganji both haven't been quite as active as maybe last year at this time, so I'm just curious. Nice to see you. He says 0 sessions. My last game was 2 months ago in King of the Desert. It wasn't pretty. That's not true, because I saw you play Empire Wars games. Margugu, funny story, right? This is just how stupid my brain works, all right? So, one night, this was when the Red Bull ladder was happening. I was just looking through the ladder and sipping my beer. And no joke, Margugu, no joke. I'm like, wait, out of the blue, I'm like, wait a second. I feel like someone's missing from this top 50. It's like, oh, wait a second, where's Margugu? So I look at your profile, and you're in your first Empire Wars game on the Red Bull ladder at that time, like 2 minutes in. You're just destroying some 1,000 Eagle player. It was I thought of you because I hadn't seen you active the very first game you're playing. And then from there, I kept an eye on your profile to see what you were doing, and I saw that you played like 5 to 10 games or something. But yeah. Anyway, story time's over. Good to know, Margugu. Well, you and Ganji, I think, are in the same group here. And if you both play to your full potential, it can be very strong. Big fish boom for Ganji. Big fish boom. But the galleys are going to be on the way here from Dogao. He's actually taking gold here. So that's an interesting adaptation. You could put the villagers on the gold here. And I don't think he's going to commit super heavy to water. I think he's just making 2 galleys to go snipe some fish, and then he might stop. Because we have a barracks now for Dogao. Maybe an archer range too. Maybe he's expecting to be forward castled. And Ganji is definitely going fast castle. Did he ever get gill nets at all? Because that is technically... Oh, he's in Dark Age still. I mean, he could get feudal age gill nets. But you might want to defend the water as well. You might need to make a couple fires because the galleys are on the way. And he is making the fires. And by the time the galleys get here, because it's such a long distance, the fires might be able to defend. Which is why I said I'm not sure galleys is necessarily the best approach. But Malay, they could maybe make it happen. And Dogao would love for Ganji to move into the middle of the map with something, because he's waiting for it. He's got archers, he's got a spearman there. The galleys are on the way. So it's arena, but then you also have the water. And okay, there will be our first kill. Ganji didn't necessarily know it was coming, obviously. And now the fires are here, and now Dogao will have to back away. But Dogao will still have like 4 to 6 galleys, which isn't too bad. And the villagers don't have loom there, so he thought about the snipe, but Ganji just completes loom and is on the way to Castle Age. But there's Dogao as well. Oh, this is what I love. Can we get the stay humbles in chat, please? Let's go, Margugu. He says, no one will beat Jordan in the group except me. Remember my words. Okay, can someone please screenshot that and put that in event spoilers in Discord so we remember that? Remember my words, says Margugu, the same guy who just said he's basically played 0 games since King of the Desert. Those are some very big words. I like it. Stay humble, Margugu. Stay humble. Here comes the spearman from Ganji. Is Dogao paying attention? And... bonk. Nope. He's busy. I mean, he's paying attention. He's just paying attention to the fish he's sniping right now. Here come the fires. Dogao's continuing with galleys. I think it'll take a lot of micro away from the middle. But I think the key here is, does Ganji try and place a castle on Dogao's face? What does Ganji see here? Ganji? Ganji, leave. He didn't know. He didn't see the spearman go down. Ganji forgot to stay humble. What a play from Dogao. That's such a good call. He's read his opponent here. He knows what Ganji's going to try and do to him. And, oh, man, if only it would have been a defensive castle. Oh, what a play. The fishing ship snipes were perfect. Now all the Vils have to run away. This is some crazy damage. Okay, that's nice from Ganji. He does actually save the whole group. That's really nice. So he could have lost everything. Now he's falling back. But, oh god, he loses another Vil. And it just, again, the Dark Age was not exactly what you would have wanted for Ganji. And now water could be an issue as well, but we'll see on that. Nice build from Dogao. Some ship chip damage. I like to say chip damage when you just do a little poking, right? So you do that with ships, we'll call it chip damage. And now he had the archers in the middle to stop the castle, and oh my god, he's just running away with the game right now. Beautiful micro. Villagers on the berries as well. If Dogao loses this game, I'd be very surprised. He's got a significant lead now. Ganji does seem to recognize he needs big damage, because he hasn't placed the castle at home. I think he knows he's going to die if he doesn't do something crazy. So here he comes again. Wonder how this is gonna go. He never saw where the gold was, and he doesn't know there's a siege workshop. So, yeah, this could get pretty awkward. He does have his own mangonel, but there's the mangonel from Dogao. Dogao can just range the villagers on the castle, and yikes, man. Castle's denied at 50%. He would have to use his mangonel perfectly against this mangonel, and then maybe then he completes the castle. But his eco is so bad at the moment. So bad. Like 9 fishing ships behind for Dogao. And Dogao knows he just needs patience here. He probably has this game. He does need to defend his fish. He also needs to micro perfectly here. Ooh, these shots from Ganji are insane. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Massacre. Okay, Ganji. Oh no, Ganji. Oh no. Oh, Dogao, stop microing. That's cheating. Dogao wins. Dogao's getting those wins back, guys. Like we said, when he lost to Jordan, still no doubt in my mind, Dogao's a great player. That was such a cool build. Because he could have gone for the galleys, and he could have just played economic, and then he would have had a castle on his face. Still won the game. But it was so smart to do what he did with the galleys. Still had a stellar castle age time, and then those couple archers. Like, that what felt fully designed for his opponent, because he knew Ganji was going to try that. I do think, though, Ganji's build just felt really rough to me. I would have loved to see a better Dark Age from Ganji, and then you could play Lightcalf. Play water and play Lightcap. Play fires and play Lightcap. Play for the map control. Add in some farms and actually play a normal game. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it just felt very high risk, high reward. And are Burgundians a civilization where you want to be dropping castles forward, or is that better for other civs? I don't know. But yeah, Dogao up 2-0. Ganji still needs to get 1 win. Still needs to snag a victory. You can still do that, but it will be on Dogao's home map. And this is a really difficult map to play if you're not in perfect shape. So Dogao, 2-0 up. He'd like to get the sweep here. Ganji's going to need to send it. and turn it around. I have not seen Ganji playing his best Age of Empires. So maybe the fact that he hasn't been playing as much for whatever reason means he's a little rusty in this first week. Lars says, why so many water maps? Question mark. Every map has water? Question mark. Well, there's 15 maps. We have about 4 for each category. So in this particular draft, this particular set, the players seem pretty comfortable with the water maps. But Coast Arena's like a weird water and closed map. This is very open water and lands map. If you look at the total map pool, you'll see it's a nice mix. The players will each pick a home map, and then they essentially decide on game number 1 after banning out 5 each. So usually if someone hates water, they would have banned them. It seems like they're semi-comfortable with the water maps. I know Dogao's really comfortable with the water maps. So I might not have wanted to do that if I was Ganji, but it depends what else was actually available. Ganji will be pushing in his Zebra here. Most likely we'll see a villager in the north to dock soon. And that will be from both. You almost always expect the Japanese to open Man-at-Arms here. That is their best opening on a hybrid map. It's really hard to kill their fish because their fish are super tanky. And then their infantry attacks fast and feudal. So you should be aware that that is going to be the builds. And you try and defend from that. I think if you could defend from that, the Persian economy is better with the faster working town centers. Probably will want to make archers in feudal and then adapt from there. But militarily, the Japanese are ahead. Economically, the Persians are ahead, I would say. There's the dock from Ganji. Margugu, he says, how did Uzi play? Uzi played amazing. Margugu, Uzi played incredible, dude. I know he got swept, but he played really sharp. So I would focus less on what you're going to do against Jordan, and I would focus more on what you're going to do against Uzi, because Uzi's playing like a beast. Or is Uzi in a different group? No, Uzi's in the same group. This is the Ganji I'm talking about. Ganji's chatting. Dogao finds this dock, which is kind of in a weird spot. This is not where I would have expected the dock. And Ganji says, do you like my dock? Question mark. Dogao says, I already did better. And Ganji says, nice. If you dock here, you have the shore fish, I guess, but you're a little bit further away from the deep fish. Ganji says, I thought I could garrison fish for some reason. I guess that never happened, question mark. Dogao says, next patch, my friend. Yeah, so Ganji doesn't even know what patch we're playing on right now. Bro. Where has Ganji been? Ganji says, all right. So, February 17th, you'll be able to garrison fish. There was a tournament where they tested the new balance where you could garrison fish, but that reminds me maybe of Ganji maybe not being up with the times right now. But that'll come mid-TTL, so he isn't wrong, and it might shake the meta up. We'll have a whole bunch of changes all at once, so. Nice to see players are prepared. So far today, if we were to sum it up, so far today, we had one player resign before 15 minutes, 3 games in a row. And we had another player not know what patch we're playing on. Okay. Dogao. He's going to go for the barracks, as you would expect. Villagers to gold. This is interesting. It almost looks like he's going to build a lumber camp here. Watch this. I think he's going to get the golds maxed out in these villagers' hands, and then he's going to build a lumber camp. Nope, he's going to go for the mining camp. That's a lot on gold, but he will need the gold if he wants to produce fires and if he wants to produce the militia. What's the scouting look like for Ganji? He's scouting the top. Ganji, I could see trying to go double dock to win water, but you must also know that the Japanese are going to go man-at-arms. This seems to be pre-walled. So lumber camp you can pre-wall. It's hard to pre-wall everything. So it makes the man-at-arms play so strong. There's a lot of goats just standing there, too. If Dogao saw those, he might be able to steal 7 goats. Dogao's going to have no mercy here. Really like the build-up for Dogao. Very clean economy, perfectly balanced for what he wants. And it will be 4 Japanese man-at-arms. I'm sure with how these games have gone, Dogao's feeling very comfortable right now. And you could just tell with the scouting as well. He knows everything. He knows about the dock. He knows there's no barracks yet for Ganji. He should expect a second dock if there's no barracks. Here comes his militia. Soon to be man-at-arms, but Ganji is pre-walling everything. So good game sense from Ganji. Now, after those first 2 fires, he might want to make a barracks and plan on getting archers, because this can get really dangerous very quickly, especially if Dogao goes for arson. Japanese arsoned man-at-arms can take down this house so quickly. Here they come. Ganji was expecting this. There's the barracks. So he can eventually follow it up with the archer range. And yes, Dogao is just going to attack this house. Watch this, guys. This is what makes Japanese one of the best hybrid civs in the game. This opening. And on the back of this, Dogao has also gone for a second dock, is hiding his fish in the corner, and is going to go for some fire ships there. Yeah, now that arson's in, look how fast the house is going down. 3 villagers can't out-repair this. Any other civ, 3 villagers can out-repair this. Not Japanese. I think you might need stone walls back here, Ganji. And you might need to get them fast. This house is melting so quickly. This is crazy. I mean, surely he realizes it's going down. I think he's also looking at the fish. So maybe he's focusing there, but the Japanese fish will stay alive for a long time. The house is about to go down. Ganji's going to have to pull the villagers. He's running now. Dogao's ready. And Dogao will try his best to block here. This is Japanese man-at-arms on the hill. This won't be good for Ganji. This will not be good for Ganji. That's 1 villager down. That's 2 villagers down. That should be 3 down. Meanwhile, he's losing his fires. He hasn't killed any of the fish. And Dogao might just force Ganji to tap out right here. That is a game-ending opening. This army is far too strong. Ganji needed to either run or he needed to kill this much faster, and yikes. I mean, he opens with a skirm and a spearman to try and defend, but what a great play from Dogao. I loved the opening. Ganji realizes how bad this is. He's having fun, at least. Respect Ganji for giving us something to laugh at as he's getting brutalized. I love the opening because the man-at-arms were in the right spot, but also he kept the fish alive, and he's still being stubborn on water. That's so good. Because normally you might trade the fish. You lose your fish and you kill the vills, and then it's an even game. But this is Dogao's home map, right? Like, this is the map that you would expect him to be best on. And if Ganji is rusty, this is maybe the hardest map in the map pool to manage. It is so difficult to play this map. So, let's see. Let's see if it is worth for Ganji. I think he probably knows he's cooked. But sometimes when it's so chaotic, you don't really keep track of how many villagers you lost. So he might not realize he lost as many as he did. Fire galleys still continually pressuring. And Ganji will need to hold on water to have some type of control. But the fact that there's no land army from Dogao following up from the man-at-arms, and that's not a problem, tells you how good his situation has been. And there will be a couple demos coming out here, I'm sure, for Dogao, because there's some weak ships in there. Look at his micro, too. That ship's on 1 HP, and he's saving it with the repairs. The next one he doesn't, I guess. Persians can recoup the losses of villagers. Their town centers produce quickly. Here comes the army from Ganji. Dogao's just chilling at home right now. But I think the demo is going to swoop in. The way this has gone, Ganji's going to be surprised by this, but he sees it. But he sees it. That's something. All right, not the best demo ever. Dogao still is back here just repairing every single ship, though, waiting to swoop in. There's another demo that will come in. And Dogao just chilling in his archer range. No big walls from him. Just super relaxed. 10 seconds of idle TC time. And there's the demo. Ganji sees it, too, and Ganji will have to back off. Look at the food banked up for Dogao versus Ganji right now. And look at the patience from Dogao, too. He's like, waits to use the demo. units weren't engaging for Ganji because he was scared of the demo. And yeah, Dogao's just another level up, man. That's so good. And there's the demo now. And Dogao sees it. Sees the demo, backs off, still repairing the ships. He's going to take water now. He might even be on the way to Castle Age here in a moment. 23 to 11 KD, and Ganji just taps out and says GG's. Yeah, listen. This was the storyline. Dogao, even if Ganji was in really good shape, is so solid. He's one of the favorites to go back up to platinum in gold. Okay, he's one of the best players in gold. Ganji, I hadn't seen him active. This confirms to me needs to start to get into good shape, right? This was just his first series. It was going to be a tough matchup regardless, but getting swept here means that he will have to go to the drawing board. I think he can definitely play better than that. I think he can definitely survive in gold and stay in gold. But the competition's steep, and this is a really difficult group. So well played from Dogao. I was bummed for him after he got swept by Jordan. That was a hilarious series, actually. The first game was ridiculous. I think one game probably broke Dogao's mentality in that set. But I think Dogao showed you what he's capable of here. Made it look very easy. Well played, Dogao.